You're listening to the ReachCast show, your weekly stop for the latest and greatest in the PlanetSide 2 universe and its community.
Hey everybody, it's April 8th and you're listening to episode 28 of the ReachCast show. We are now proud members of the Araxis Global Network, otherwise known as the AGN. The Ham and Jenny Boo are also big contributors to that. They pretty much own and run it. We were proud to be joining them to kind of talk about, PlanetSide 2 community, work with them to do that. So glad to be joining them. I'm your host, Torx, and with me tonight are two wonderful gentlemen that go by the names of Knox.
Hello.
And Derringer.
Hello.
This week's episode is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts, because Team Clegg runs on Dunkin'. Also, we are brought to you by great listeners like you. Be able to support the show's stuff on our website, ReachCastShow.com. There's a donation link, t-shirts. You can check out our Amazon links. There's a lot of ways you can help contribute to the show, or donate, or help us pay for shipping stuff out and broken hardware, etc. Every so often we run across something that costs us moolah. And this week, as always, we talk about the outfits we play with for the week inside PlanetSide. And this week we played with Imperial Reach, 666 Devil Dogs, and Dropping Purple Smoke. Guys, any other ones, guys?
Nope.
Alrighty, straight to the point tonight. The two quick things I want to talk about show news before we get into the patch updates is we have all you people out there that have won dog tags via the show, either inside Community Clash or Twitter or the show itself. I finished packaging them up and labeling them this weekend. I'll be shipping them out tomorrow, being April, I guess it's 9th? Yeah, so April 9th. So hopefully within a week or so, everyone within the U.S. should receive their dog tags. We currently aren't shipping outside the U.S. We learned our lesson very quickly on that. And as kind of a caveat to that, Twitter, on Twitter, if you aren't already following us, we do giveaways on Twitter as well. So if you want a chance to get some dog tags or other prizes, you might want to check out following on Twitter. We do that every so often. And that's at ReachCast Show. And guys, what's yours as well, Knox?
Noxia, Noxxia.
And Derringer?
The Derringer, THEDERINGER.
Nice.
I would just like to note, we have 337 followers. We need 1,000 more, and then we'll be good to go, right?
1,000 more?
Yeah.
Why don't you just shoot for 700 more?
No, because then we won't be lead.
I gotcha.
Oh, I get it now.
Took me a
I was
few.
wondering first. Gotcha.
So
Okay.
just, follow that.
Do you guys have anything else before we do patch notes? Show news-wise? No? Okay, patch notes it is.
I'm going to get these mosquitoes in the air and rain down some hellfires on those fools. Oh no! What the f***? I should have listened to the ReachCast patch notes.
Yeah, what the? We only had Game Update 6 come out. Jeez. It's a pretty big update.
Oh my god.
A lot of good stuff. Yes.
What are you
Talking
for?
right
The
there.
show notes are right in front of you, dude.
I know.
Read.
Service ribbons. There's service ribbons. We talked about this stuff last week just a little bit. And basically, the current ribbons that exist. I'm going to talk about just the ones that exist. We already talked about what they are and what they do. But the weapon ribbons are 10 kills. You get a weapon ribbon for 10 kills. Revive ribbon is 15 revives. Healing ribbon is heal 10,000 points. Repair ribbon is repair 15,000 points. Piloting ribbon is 20 driver assists. And rewards each are 250 experience. The additional 5... didn't we say the additional 500 is not happening?
It is, but it's only happening for the first 5 during a day.
Okay. I haven't really played much. I haven't played enough to get a single ribbon yet, so...
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You do receive the first 5. You'll see if you tab during gameplay, you can see a little pop-up at the bottom of your screen that says remaining ribbons.
And that
To
is
the day.
pretty slick.
Yes, it's neat. It's neat.
It's neato, boy. Wow, Zers. Peachy Keen. It's almost as cool as the alerts.
How many are we going to keep going with this?
It's almost as cool as the alerts, which is the next thing that cropped up in Game Update 06. And we definitely talked about this a little bit last week. Gee Willikers. But everybody knows it's the new dynamic server-controlled event system. They're automatically triggered, and pressing tab, you'll be able to see what the current event is if there's one going on. There's also a nice little handy-dandy indicator in the upper right-hand corner of your screen telling you how much longer there is for the event or how much longer till the next event. Currently, the only thing they have running right now is continent capture, and the way that it works, obviously, is you try to capture the continent. If your Empire does capture the continent, you get the entire XP bonus, which is pretty awesome.
It's 10,000, right?
10,000 XP. When we talked last, we thought it would only be about 3,000. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was up to 10,000. Because
I was in VR and I got 6,400 XP, so I don't know how that works.
Well, that's the next point. Players do not have to be on the alert continent to receive the award. That was something, the reward is server-wide. So that explains why you received it when you were inside the VR. So,
well, that's good, because if it's full, you don't have to be like, well, this is stupid. It happened before my queue ended.
And boy, is it always full.
Yeah, that's trying to get over there is some of the complaints we've gotten from listeners.
Because you see that timer ticking down to start it, and then everyone's in the warp gate ready to click over.
Well, the other big thing about getting on the continent that has the alert going is that you get a 20% experience increase just for being on that continent and fighting. So it's certainly worthwhile to get yourself over there. Let's not spend any more time on the alerts, because our community question last week was all about the alerts, and we'll do some more justice on what people's thoughts are with it then. So, Torx, you want to move on to the next point?
Sure, yeah. Alerts galore for the rest of the show, so trust me, if you want to hear about them, you're going to get your chance. There's also some new membership benefits if you are a member. Being a member is basically you pay a monthly fee, as you can imagine. So if you're not a member, that's how you do it. Just get in there and pay your monthly fee. Well, some of the new membership bonuses they supplied in Game Update 6 were members now have access to additional daily sales. So basically when you get inside the storefront, you see another panel with a new sale, and it's only members who only...
I believe everyone sees that, even if they're not a member.
I can confirm that. You definitely do see it, even if you're not a member.
Okay. So everyone sees it, but only members can buy it.
And
even
when
more of a slap in the face.
If you're not a member and you click on it, it even pops up and says, oh, if you were a member, you'd get it at this price. But it still allows you to purchase it at the regular price.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah. Also, members now have an additional 3 character slots as part of their membership. I have not confirmed whether this goes away if you get rid of your membership. I hope not, but you do get 3 additional slots if you're a member currently.
Well, I think that you should be the one to cancel your membership tonight and test that out for our listeners. They really need to know this information.
I don't know what to say to that. I'm not going to do it. Also new in the depot, extra character slots can now be purchased from the depot. So if you're not a member and you like extra character slots, you can buy them a la carte. And the new common pool NS-15M light machine gun has been added to the depot as well. It's I don't know, as far as the weapon goes, I like it all right. It recoils to the top and a little bit to the left. I don't know.
It's awesome.
I was going to say, Nox has been singing its praises ever since it dropped, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I wasn't too impressed with it either, let me tell you. I went and tested it out in the VR, and I felt it had so much more kick and stuff than I'm used to on the SVA-88, so I went back to that.
Oh, poor Vanu baby.
Yep.
Oh, let's not do this, because
I don't want to throw
bullets.
Why throw bullets at a target when I can throw energy balls?
All right, here's why the NS-15M is so much better than the other guns, the other LMGs, is it's the consistency of up and to the left. The other guns, like the Gauss, I love the Gauss saw, don't get me wrong. Like the Gauss saw, TMG-50, even the SV-88, like they go up, but then they'll bounce between left and right drastically sometimes on that spray fire. Then S50M gives you much better ability to control your spray, and it's fantastic.
Well, if you're so smart, explain this, Clarissa. How come I have more kills with my SVA-88 than my NS-15M?
Because you haven't used the NS-15M long enough.
Okay, well, we're going to go on. The tank mines...
It's been out for a week. What do you expect?
One of the biggest things about the update that I was happy about is tank mines no longer arm if they're thrown on top of vehicles. So...
Yay!
No
Step
more
in the right
days of...
direction. I heard you can still shoot them to blow them up, though.
Yes, you can.
Well, that would make sense.
There's still... you can stack them, in fact, on top of each other.
Like Jenga?
Well, I remember one of the original plans was to make it so if you shot them, they just disarmed and didn't blow up.
Well, that would be silly.
They might. I mean, I think they still have some plans going forward of giving engineers the capability to disarm them and such,
anyone, so that you couldn't drop them on top and then blow them up still.
Gotcha.
I mean, you could still drop it off the roof and then blow them up from above, so it's not...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's certainly tougher to do that than drop it and have it explode without you having to do anything.
This is very true.
You know.
That's why I said step in the right direction. I'm really happy with that change.
Yeah. So all shotguns, maximum damage per pellet has been reduced to 134, down from 143. We don't normally go over these a little bit too much, but this is a drastic change because the majority of the shotguns that are currently out. The now reaches damage meters at 40 meters, reduced from 65. So minimum damage is now 40 meters versus 65. Minimum maximum damages are unchanged on semi-auto and auto shotguns. So pump action slug ammunition has had its minimum damage raised to 400 versus from 360.
Did the pump action slug damage really need to be increased?
No, it didn't.
It's just the minimum damage.
Even so, did the minimum really need to be increased, I guess is my question.
That's whatever. The all shotguns except the newest, the Claw, the Uppercut, and Phobos have had their rate of fire slowed. So if you bought a new pump action, you're in luck for a little bit until they nerf those two.
See, my curiosity there is the pump actions weren't that much slower than the semis. So really, is that big of a difference? Like now, are they really that different?
I think that it's probably they brought them more to the same. If I had to guess, they liked what the Claw, the Uppercut, and the Phobos were at and brought everything else down to that same range.
I mean, so what's the point of differentiating between
I know. Well, you got to reload on the other ones.
If that's the logic. The reload's different. The pump you can shoot while it's reloading.
The rate of fire for the pump is still slower, significantly. Don't
say significantly. It's by far.
It's significant in my mind because I play primarily shotguns. But
I don't feel like it's significant at all.
Okay, well.
Significant to me is like a second.
Potato.
It's like a quarter of a second is what I feel like.
All shotguns except for the newest have had their reload times slowed as well. Their short version reload times, not full clip reload time. So, and the Claw, Uppercut, and Phobos have had the reload times increased.
I don't have a problem with that.
So,
can I tell you, I just hate the Uppercut. I've been killed so many times by that stupid thing. And I get killed by a guy, boom, shotgun. I know it's shotgun killed me. And every time I look at it, I say, I bet it was an uppercut. And sure enough.
I get killed by the Phobos all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Never by the Claw. Wait, that's because I play
Yeah, why would you? You're not getting team killed much, are you?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for me, it always seems to be the uppercut.
It's a good thing.
The next change is also kind of big. For a lot of people that were complaining about scat maxes and just generally NC maxes. The extended ammunition on all NC max shotguns have been reduced from 5 to 4. So, and when you have the extended ammunition on your weapons, they've just basically dropped it by 1 round. Rate of fire has been slowed for NC max shotguns across the board. Projectile speed has been slowed down. I couldn't get a final number on how slow though. Magazine capacities have been lowered flat out across all, and all but the Hacksaw have had the reload times slowed down as well. So
now we were talking about this before. We were talking about this before the show, and you said that you're not seeing a decrease in the number of people rolling NC Maxes, right?
So I'll give a premise for the statement. I played for about 4 hours on Esamir. 2 of those hours were in a biolab, which is usually where you see the highest percentage of NC maxes if you're facing NC. And I still saw about a similar amount to what we saw prior to the patch, and I was being killed about as often by them. So
it's still a max unit, and it's still awesome.
Yeah, it's still a shotgun close range max unit. I mean, that's not these nerfs aren't going to completely eliminate the usefulness of them, but you still see them. They're still there, guys. So don't expect this nerf to be like, oh, the bane and the end of all NC maxes. They're still there. They're still around. They're still doing their thing. So.
Yep. ESRLs. There's a couple changes there. The Phoenix dumbfiring gone. So basically, you could fire it quickly after entering iron sights, and it would dumbfire. That's not the case anymore. That's gone. That's
just good.
Yep, that was needed.
Can we say what the ESRL stands for?
Empire Specific Rocket Launchers.
Good deal. We just had a question about that. That's why I asked.
Ah, well then. Yes, Empire Specific Rocket Launchers, ESRLs. Then, the charge for the Lancer, from what I haven't done this, but I understand it's pretty nice. The charge for the Lancer can now be sustained through switching between scope and iron sights and hip fire. So you can charge it and unscope to move your mouse more quickly towards the target, and then rescope, and the charge won't go away. That's really nice. In my limited use of the Lancer, I thought that was probably one of the biggest weak points of it, and I think that's a pretty good change.
Well, what I can do now with it is I can actually hold down the charge as I'm running towards a target.
Oh, yeah, see, that is nice there.
And charge it up full before I even get to where I get to the position I'm trying to get at, and then scope in, and then let it go at a full charge. Which
there you go.
Is definitely nice.
Yep. There was a vehicle update that prevents Sunderers and Galaxies from no longer slowly sliding. Yeah. Oh, and then, tanks basically should no longer just be like rocking spontaneously. I hated that when I was in tanks.
So it's the end of the if that Sunday's rockin', don't come a knockin' jokes, folks.
Oh, noes. Oh, noes.
I'd hear those every day. I mean, come on.
I guess that's because you play Vanu, dropping purple smoke, but I never heard that, but that's great.
Oh, because, the stupid Sunderer would be, like, bouncing back and forth underneath of whatever rock it was stuck on or whatever. And somebody run by, and just in, the open channel, somebody would say, that Sunday's rockin', and somebody else would be, don't come a knockin'. Nonstop.
That's fantastic.
Well, Knox, I think that just means you need to come play with dropping purple smoke.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Well, I guess not anymore now.
No, I made a Vanu character on Helios in preparation for the merger. It's called Noxia 666 Hunter.
Nice. I bet you they're going to be hunting you, though.
I'm going to be slaying some bitches.
All right, well, the last big thing in the game update 06 was they made a general update to all of the phalanx turrets. The biggest thing I saw there was that they added the increased damage resistance to aircraft machine guns, and it's up to 94% resistance from 85%. Now, 85 is huge, but 94 is enormous.
For those guys flying around like in unkept continents, just farming turrets on like major bases, hope you have a lot of ammo, because I did a little testing after this, and it's even with the anti-ground machine guns on the Mozzies and the Reaver, you're still putting a lot more in it. You're putting like an additional, basically 3/4 of a clip in.
It doesn't seem there's any change to the rockets. This is just the machine guns, but still, I was surprised that it's got raised so much. There must be just rampant farming going on, like you said.
Yeah, I saw some people talking about doing it, and I was like, I'd be interested to fly around, just kind of see what kind of numbers you can get from it. And then it's legit. You can, if there's no activity going on, which is hard to find these days, even on it. I mean, if you really want to go to Indar, but say you don't want to go to Indar, right? You can legitly do this, but it's very boring, and it was becoming pretty prevalent. You run into a lot more people doing it while you were doing it. So,
all right, well,
what's the point?
Well, it's free XP without having to fight other people for it.
Yeah.
Suck
I know.
bad?
Well, let me just fire through the rest of them, because they made other changes to the AV, the anti-vehicle, the anti-personnel, and the anti-aircraft one. For the anti-vehicle, the minimum damage was up, projectile speed increased, and projectile flight now matches that of the 150 millimeter heat on the Vanguard tank. The anti-personnel can now damage heavy armored targets where it couldn't before. They increased the damage on that, reduced the fall off. Most notably, the minimum range is now reduced to 10 meters, so it can hit targets that are close up against the wall now, it seems. Finally, the AA one was allowed to pitch 10 degrees, an additional 10 degrees downward, and this was better to hit infantry and low-flying aircraft. And I think the final bug fix that they threw in Game Update 06 was one that we've talked about. I think we talked about it on the last AGN, about people who were pulling free maxes from the virtual reality zone and then taking it out to other continents. They patched that, so stop using the exploit.
Well, you can't.
Not anymore. Not anymore. So the next and final patch note for the week was a server maintenance that they dropped on the 4th. And it allows players to now disable the alert UI in the menu. I know a lot of people were getting annoyed by that flashing light constantly in the corner of their screen. And they also fixed some issues with certain bases that couldn't be captured, or spawn points that were dropping players under the world. I know we all love to be dropped under the world, but hey, sometimes you gotta fix these things. And I think that's it. We spent a lot of time on patch notes this week, but
big update.
Yeah, it was a big, and it kind of snuck up on us, didn't it?
Stuff too.
Kind of snuck up on us.
They were just like, oh, we'll be doing Game Update 6, like, maybe an hour before we recorded last week.
Yeah, and then it was out that same week.
Out.
Yeah.
2 days later, it was out.
I was surprised it dropped out so fast, but...
Yeah, they're pushing. They're definitely pushing some development hours, I can only imagine. That puts us right up to community briefing.
Attention, soldiers! Get your butts in here for this week's community briefing.
FNO, the standard community briefings start. So, FNO. They do interviews. Well, this week's interview is with Corey Navage, who is a senior level designer. And there were lots of good questions asked of him. So there's a lot here. So I'm going to just get right into it. The first question, well, this isn't the first question, but this should have been a question, and I don't know why we didn't ask it, but someone should have asked, are you happy that Clegg is no longer Clegging up your continents? Since he's a weapon designer now. And I just completely didn't pay attention to Twitter when those questions went out. And I haven't been on the forums, and I wish I'd seen that he was senior level designer, otherwise I would have asked that.
I did see that on Twitter, and I threw a question out there. I didn't realize that he was the senior level designer. So I tweeted out and I said, what is Corey going to do to top Clegg's awesome biolab? And Clegg tweeted back and he said, he helped me make it. So I was kind of like, well, never mind that question.
So, yeah. So, what is a level designer and what is their role in PlanetSide 2? Level designer puts artists, coders, etc., all that fun stuff. They grab it and put it all together and present it, basically. And he said the artists fight with the coders because the artists want everything they make in, and the coders are like, no, don't put that in. It's going to lower frame rate. And so it's a battle, an internal battle.
Do you think it's like a Nerf war?
Yeah, they shoot Nerf guns at it. All right, whoever wins this gets their thing. So that was kind of interesting. New Lattice, a lot of questions about New Lattice, but basically, to sum it all up, is they want it to be more predictable so that new players know where to go, but not too predictable. Otherwise, it would be boring. And in the Lattice update, they're also sneaking in some base redesign. They realized a lot of the spawn rooms, specifically on Indar, are way too revealed to tanks, and so they're fixing up that sort of stuff as well in this when they do the Lattice update that they're going to do. Sorry. So, spawning into vehicles is something they also talked about, which, I mean, basically spawning into an empty seat, and they want to make it so that you couldn't exploit that, like, get in, get out, get in, get out, sort of spawn, get out sort of thing, like a mobile AMS for a squad. But they want to work on ways to keep it from being exploiting. But my only thoughts of that is like, well, why do we need to copy from Battlefield? I like the spawn beacon. Do we need more spawning? Maybe.
I like it, so I think that's a good idea. I maybe someone who watched the Community Clash feed remembers me sitting on the map screen complaining because one of our stupid Sunderers couldn't get into position fast enough and kept moving around the map.
Well, they want to do a new spawn that's not the spawn beacon, but similar in nature, but something you could do indoors and is not as easy to see.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with that. I think the one that's easy to see now still works pretty well.
I think you get
spawning into vehicles is going to be exploitable.
Of course it is, because you'll have that in out until you get your entire squad spawned in one spot. But I don't know that it's a bad idea.
Well, moving on. Unless Torx wanted to say something, sound like he did.
It's a bad idea.
Okay, he agrees with me. All right.
Well, me and the Vanu think it's a good idea.
So then they were asked about Hawson, or Hawson came up, and basically there's going to be trees and water everywhere, which sounds really cool. But I like the water part. I mean, we knew there were going to be trees, but now it sounds like there's going to be lots of water too, which is cool.
Just means mag riders floating over the oceans. Get ready.
Pissing everyone off.
Get ready for the Cry Fest. Start gearing up Noxia 6/6 hit Hunter right now.
I know, right? So then base design, they talked about base design and basically what goes into that as well. And the big bases, they kind of try and do separate of the environment, but the smaller bases, they really start handcrafting towards the environment around them.
You said big bases, all I hear is big bases, big bases.
Big bears. Okay, moving on. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. Is, that they like. I really think a lot of the smaller bases are pretty cool. So, moving on. Future vehicles can get. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm reading notes and not remembering all this. So they talked about They were asked, do future vehicles get taken into account when designing these bases? And he said yes. Thoughts of things like artillery and various other vehicles do get taken into consideration when they're building the bases. So if there's a part of a base that is confusing you, maybe that's why. Will there be more underground? Yes.
No.
Not just tunnels. There will be caves.
No.
Specifically on Ceres, where the lava is flowing and stuff. And I know you're thinking core combat.
Yes.
But to me, core combat was like one cave system, and that's all it was. This sounds like, rather than having a man-made square tunnel, it's going to be just a little cave tunnel rather than an entire cave continent. So I like the sounds of that, as long as they do it right and don't make it core combat so that you don't cry too much.
No caves.
I think you're worried it's going to be what it's not going to be. I don't imagine the whole entire... Especially when they said Ceres. Like, we know Ceres is going to be outdoors, above land, lava, killing my friends so I can laugh at them and that sort of thing. I can't wait. So when they design the levels, do they include hex configuration? And how are choke points decided? I don't think he really answered how choke points are decided, but hexes are done, but they don't change the world to the hex map. That's why some of the bases kind of, as he said, bleed out of their hex into another zone. They'll try and do it, like they'll maybe reposition a single area of hexes and move one hex over in order to include the base, but they don't redo the whole map because of the hex system. It's too much work. Lessons learned from making continents, the big ones that you might expect were spawn rooms. And then capture points, basically the same thing. They're both way too exposed. And so as the game progresses, they will be making changes to these things. Specifically, a lot of these changes are going to be coming with the lattice system. They've already made a bunch of changes that kind of snuck in there, as he described. And will they be making another pass over Indar? Yes. It's part of the Hex revamp, as I said. Indar is getting revamped with it, as well as defensible areas and choke points and fun stuff like that. And will we be seeing more large infantry areas? Basically, the only infantry area that people see now is primarily infantry is a biolab. And he said, yes, absolutely. The interlink facility will be very infantry friendly. There will be it's not completely shielded like the biolab, as he said, but it will have a lot of areas that air and tanks can't get to. So it will be an infantry focus at that point.
Awesome.
I'm an infantry person. I love getting the tanks every now and then, but I definitely like some infantry battles. So I'm excited to hear that. I don't know. He also said the interlink facility will be very in line with the PlanetSide 1 interlink facility, and I don't really know what that was like. So I don't know if it's gonna be like hallways, organized hallways, or what. But
I can't even remember what it looked like at this point.
Well, we don't know. We can't make T-Ray angry this week.
Well, the interlink facility was pushed to unscheduled anyway, so we won't see it for 4 months.
Yeah. Well, then the big preview of, as we said last week, they were going to actually show us some new stuff, and they did. And
boy, did they!
So we have two new Max things. They showed us the TR Max rocket launchers, which Clegg had talked about doing as well. And my God, keep in mind, if you go back and watch this, they make it very clear that these are by no means at the state they are going to be.
No, they sounded awful.
Well, not just sound, but rate of fire, ammunition. Yeah. They had unlimited ammunition, and they said they were basically firing at the fastest rate possible with the animation, I think. It's not going to fire these fast. It's not going to have unlimited ammo like they have. So let's not... I saw some crazy crying threads. Ooh, grenade launchers are going to ruin the game. And it's like, oh, God. Do you guys watch this and just tune out everything that makes your argument null and void so that you can come on the forums and cry? I don't know. But they both look really awesome. The grenade launcher shoots basically hand grenades. And they bounce around and have a delay, so that's kind of cool. And then the animation for the TR rocket launcher is sweet. It fires from one tube and then does this flippy thing where it fires
rotate
2 tubes and they flip back and forth. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it did look pretty good.
And one thing they pointed out with the new Max weapons too is that they're trying to make them look very different, so that if you turn around a corner and see this Max in your face, you know what it is. Or in the distance even. You know what that Max is, you know what that other Max is, so you can pick out your targets better.
And one other thing they stated is that the grenade launcher, if you'll notice, it was an NS Systems grenade launcher.
So yeah, that's right.
It was standard across all 3 factions.
Yes. It'll be like the Burster.
It looked exactly like the Burster.
Specific.
Didn't it look exactly like the Burster?
It looked like a bigger Burster.
Yeah.
A Burster on steroids, but... Yeah, that's NS, man. They design all their stuff the same. The NS-15, the NS-11, they all look the same. But they showed this first, but I just can't get enough of this thing, is the heavy pistol that they've showed in Command Center at least 2 times, them making it, and the animations, and the bones between animating it, and my God, the sound. Jimmy was like, we don't know if the sound is going to stay, and I was just sitting there thinking... If this sound does not stay, I'm going to be quite upset because it sounded awesome.
And as I said, it's a freaking hand cannon.
It's Dirty Harry. They kept saying it over and over. It's a Dirty Harry gun. The thing, when you go into first-person view, it looks big, but it doesn't look humongous. But then third-person view, the thing was
it's enormous.
It's as big as the SMGs.
I don't know that I really like the reload animation.
Oh.
I mean,
it looks
weird.
The only thing I don't like about the reload animation is, in reality, how would that work? You'd have to...
it puts in 3 on one side, and then the hand goes over the top to put the other 3 in. It just doesn't look right. And I know it's early, it's not finalized. The same argument that you just gave.
No, I think
about the crying.
They showed us it splitting apart in Command Center.
I like the it splitting apart, but I think it's that the hand that's actually reloading the ammo in it. I don't like how the hand goes over the top of the gun.
Let's just go through it.
You go up and around over to the other side of the gun and slap it in. It's just not a it's not a natural motion.
No.
A natural reload motion is, you flip out the side, you slam in a 6 cartridge, and you slap it back in together.
That's a video game.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying. It doesn't, both sides split out. And you pop in the 3 on the left-hand side, and then you reach your hand over the top of the gun to pop in the 3 on the right-hand side. It's just not a natural fluid motion.
Yep. So this will also be an NS weapon, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love the Rebel for the NC. It makes me, I don't know. I really do.
I'm looking forward to playing my Infiltrator with this.
Do you think this thing is maybe even close to the Rebel? Oh, man. This is going to be...
I plan to cloak, run up behind somebody, uncloak, and go, boom!
I know, it's so loud! I hope it doesn't have a silencer. You're just not given that option.
Alrighty. The next piece we have for the community briefing is the public test server that that was dropped as of today, April 8th.
2 o'clock Central, I think, right?
The info went out at noon. The server went live at 2.
So imagine a test server is kind of like what beta used to be in its early stages. You would, I'll go through some of the characteristics you're expected to see, but you characters will be wiped. It's exactly what you would think of as a test server, but you'll see, it'll be down a lot because they'll be implementing the newest version of the game to it often. They'll be using it just as it's intended a test server. And developers, QA, SOE employees will all be on the test server very frequently. They'll be using it as their testing QA grounds as well. So you'll be seeing them around a lot. There's no real money transactions on the public test server for obvious reasons. And public test uses the same station account as live, but the characters and actions on the public test don't transfer to live, vice versa. You generate certs there, you don't generate certs in your live. So imagine it as a separate use of the same account. It even has its own separate launcher. So consider it a separate entity from PlanetSide as a parent, but you use the same account to log in. There's no customer support on the server, the test server. Go figure. Player wipes can happen. Go figure. And public test server won't always be the latest and greatest features and content. It will be more up to date, obviously, than live, but it will not always be the absolute latest and greatest. And it's located on the East Coast. So that's
I think the way it seemed to me, just reading contextually of the tweet and stuff, is that it's going to be focused on testing one specific thing.
Right, I agree.
So to me, it sounds like they're going to be testing, I think it's up right now for Lattice. So that doesn't mean the grenade launchers and the NS pistol are going to be in there. They're focused on Lattice. They don't want you messing around with other things and not breaking that focus, is what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, so picture from a developer's perspective. There's certain things inside games that you can test without large numbers, that you can QA.
That's not one of them.
No, that's not one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just trying to explain the logic behind this. The reason they're going to piecemeal the pieces they test heavily on the test server is they need certain things tested with large numbers. That's the reason that this is open to the public the way it is. So don't expect to see a full revision build being dropped on top of a test server for all the new updates you're going to see in a game update. Expect the things that require high load to be the ones tested. So is that what you're kind of getting at, Tom?
I mean, yeah, just if they say we're deploying this to the test server to test this, don't expect to see other things, is what you're saying. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. That takes us on to community question of the week, which Derringer this week will handle as our wonderful community representative.
How did I become a community representative?
You are for this episode.
Oh. Yay. Well, last week we asked you, what are your thoughts on the new alert system? And for the most part, the community was unanimous that the alert system is something new, it's something fresh, it got people fighting on other continents. Many people said it's the best battles they've had since launch. And this week we wanted to pick out some specific responses from people just on what they thought of the alert system. So DeVrail said they gave us some of the best fights on Amherst since release. Chiss great name, by the way, did state that he felt a lot of times the goal is impossible to reach, that whole capping the entire continent, since you've got
everyone there at
everyone
that point.
there and full equal numbers on the continent, that it's very tough to do. Axis 07 echoed Devralis and saying, I just had some of the best fights on Amrish I've had in months. Gavin said this new alert system gave us 2-hour rounds, and at the end of those rounds, there's clear winner and losers. I thought you'd like that one, Knox, because it's very much like other FPS games where you
Gives
now have a
people
round.
Goal, something to play for.
Yeah, you now have basically a round or a match that you can play.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
yeah, totally.
You know, it's something that the game hasn't had, so...
Hey, you should let Torx say this one.
I'll say it. Jaloro. He said that I'm really excited about what they could do with it in the future and with some more interesting alert scenarios. So I know that the continent capture is currently the only alert scenario they have out now, and they do expect more in the future. Dota Sucks did say that this system always creates a queue, but it also gives an incentive to go buy a premium membership. I've been stuck in the queue multiple times trying to do these alerts on specific continents because I'm not a premium member. You guys can't speak to that, but I bet you've seen a little bit of a queue as well sometimes.
Nope, none.
None?
Well,
went right there. It's fantastic.
You do see, I don't see the queue lasting very long when I do get a queue. The problems I do see is that it won't even initiate a queue when I click on the continent most of the time.
The biggest queue I've had since having my membership was double XP weekend this last time going to Amarish on Waterson. You were in there for an hour. I was in there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes if even. So,
well, I saved the best comment for last, and that was from Rat Dog. And poor Rat Dog says, I logged in, excitedly pressed tab, and got capture Indar. So we feel your pain, Rat Dog. Well, this week...
Whoa, hold up, buddy.
Uh-oh.
We got to talk about how we feel. Remember? We always got to talk about how we feel.
Why do we always have to talk about our feelings on this show?
Because we have feelings too.
I'll break out the notepad. Hold on.
So
let's do this.
I have a side.
All right, it's Knox's turn. Knox's turn on the couch first. Go ahead.
I have a side rant about this because on AGN, I went on a bit of a little rant about how it's the community's fault that everyone plays on Indar. I mean, it's the community is why it's Indar side. It's not because Sony's forcing us all to play there. Everyone decides to play an Indar, and they play an Indar because everyone's on Indar, and it's this vicious cycle. And unless large outfits and large groups leave Indar, it will stay that way. Well, I was on at the end of one of these things, and I missed the points, but everyone... Or no. I was on at the end of this, I got the points, and everyone's like, all right, that ended, and there were good fights. I had got on at the very end, so I didn't experience the good fights, but I joined TeamSpeak. They're all talking about this great fight they had at some base on Esamir, and how it was so much fun, and they really liked the alert system. They're like, all right, it's over. Everyone's heading back to Indar. I'm like, what are you people doing? If you had good fights on Esamir, why are you leaving? So, God, it's so stupid.
To that point, I've heard some people say that they feel like Indar is more important than the other two continents due to the bonus, and I
can't disagree with that. No, you're right.
I have to agree that is absolutely true, and I'll say that I rarely run out of vehicle resources or air, and by rarely I mean almost never. But my infantry resources always low.
Well,
if you're actively playing, you're running them right along the edge.
You know the simple solution to that? Every time they move the warp gates around, move the continent bonuses.
You know, that's a really good idea.
Really good idea. Why haven't we thought of that? That's awesome.
That's
SOE, that's a freebie for you. Enjoy.
That's a freebie. Actually, you know what? let me mark that real quick in the recording. I want to make a point of sending this out tomorrow. That is a really good idea. I think it should definitely. I would love to see the reaction to it. I would love to see if people move.
If the bonus is actually why people are leaving, or if it is because, oh, well, it's all in Indar, the circle I was talking about.
Well, they've got a test server now.
It's not like the damn continent's been even captured. It's been uncapped on Connery ever since I joined that server. Ever since they rotated the gates the first time and uncapped it, it's been uncapped. It's been neutral. Every server I go into, it's... So what bonus are you fighting for at that point? Is my only...
Well, that's the question. Is that really the reason then if it's never been capped?
Yeah. What about you? Oh, sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, nope. Go ahead.
We still got to read the question for this week.
What, I can't have an opinion on the alert system?
I would prefer you not.
Fine.
Sorry.
I don't
sorry.
I don't like
I
it.
apologize.
I don't
Go
like
ahead.
it anyways, so no. I don't have anything to add that these people didn't add.
These
before.
people? What do you mean by that?
I mean, Devralis, Chiss, Axis 07, Gavin, Jaloro, Dota Sucks, Bad Dog, all them. I agree with everything that they've said. I especially liked Gavin's comment that now we have rounds or matches within the game. And I thought that was a great idea. And it's a great way to look at it. Because you got a lot of people coming from, Battlefield 3 and things like that. And they're expecting a round. And in a persistent game that never ends, this alert system kind of gives them that feeling and might keep them within the game. Plus getting people on other continents.
Mm-hmm. What?
When you said these people, all I could think of was Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yeah. I think that's actually a funny movie, too.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
So good.
I think that's the show title.
These people? I don't think so.
No, Derringer's These People or something. I don't know.
No, that's a terrible show title.
Yeah. This is why we come up with the show title after the show and don't talk about it during the show.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, this week we'd like to know, do you plan on participating in the public test server? Obviously, that's a quick yes or no answer, but we'd love to hear you guys expound on that a little further and give us a little more information maybe on what you're looking to get out of the test server or looking to accomplish on the test server itself. So we'll fire a forum post out there probably sometime tomorrow afternoon, and we'd love to get your feedback as always. And don't forget, you can always get us on Twitter, email, or also on the forum post that's on our website as well. We always love to hear your feedback on questions like this. Thank you.
Thank you for the thank you at the end. That was nice.
Thank you for doing my job for me.
All right, on to ReachCast Community Clash.
Prepare yourselves! This is the ReachCast Community Clash.
What is that supposed to be, a whip?
No, swords.
Every time I hear that, when the end comes in, I expect him to sing the last part of it. Is it just me?
Oh, yeah.
Is it just me?
Break out in song and dance.
That's a good point, actually.
It's the ReachCast Community Clash.
I might have to capture that.
ReachCast show tunes.
So this week's Community Clash, and if you guys, this segment, we kind of go back and talk about last week's. Each Thursday we stream now, so that we can talk to you guys, the community,
directly.
Exactly. Get some time to play. Exactly, yeah. Get some time to play with you. You guys come on our Twitch channel. We play, we stream, we talk to you guys, and just have a good time. Make some, have some contests. Give away some dog tags, the whole thing, the usual stuff. This last week, Corwin, spelled with a 1, was kind of on top of everything. Jumped in, flying around. Drew, well, I'll let Derringer speak to this. He kind of watched Corwin's stream post us doing ours.
Yeah, well, Corwin, I hope you're listening to the show because I'm definitely impressed. You are so truly an ace in the Reaver. I watched your stream for a while on Friday before Friday Night Ops started. You didn't get shot down the entire time. I could learn so much from you. What do I have to do? It's really what it comes down to.
Oh, please, sir, teach me your ways.
Teach me. I'd like to be a pilot.
Yeah, I missed this Community Clash, so I can't say much about it.
Yeah, puppy training.
No, it was puppy training. That was set back an hour. I will be late for the next 5. I will be
Oh
late
boy.
because of puppy training. I won't be able to be exactly on time, but more importantly, I won't be at next week's or this week's. This Thursday, the 10th. Is that the 10th? No, that's the 11th because it's my freaking birthday. The 11th because I have to work. It's a great birthday, right?
Absolutely.
It's an awesome
Happy
present.
birthday.
To work from 7 to 1 in the morning, maybe. That's gonna be exciting.
Can't wait.
I know.
I don't know why. Yeah.
So yeah, you won't have me again. Sorry.
On to ReachCast University.
Jimmy, what are you doing in there?
I'm playing PlanetSide 2, Mom.
Are you decent?
Yeah, Mom. What do you want?
You got a letter from the school.
Well, let me see it.
Open it up.
Jeez, I am, Mom.
Well, what's it say?
It says...
Congratulations. You've been accepted into the ReachCast University.
Cool.
Boom, boom,
My baby is growing up.
boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Which we were informed that's a bass line, not a beat. But anyways.
So sorry.
Jeez. The university this week is seeing as now there are 6 characters. That means you're going to have double the same faction. It's impossible if you're a member.
Hey, I can still purchase them if I want to.
You can. Oh, that's true. You can. So, I
Stop trying to
decided
put me down.
I decided to test this out because they had originally said with the count-wide unlocks, blah, 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 that if you'd purchased an item with station cash, it'll be a count-wide. If you purchase it with certs, it will not. And obviously, the initial thought is, oh, NS weapons, right? Well, this is actually true with Empire-specific ones. For those who didn't realize this, before you save your 1,000 certs on one character and spend it on the weapon, you will not get it on the other character of the same faction. It applies to the same Empire. It applies to the Empire things as well as the NS weapons. So I bought some semi-auto sniper rifle on my TR because I haven't played that character, but I keep collecting my 48 certs, and I was like, oh, why not? And it did not load on my other TR character that I created as a test, and so thus do not expect your weapons to show up if you buy them with certs, even if they're Empire specific.
You mean station cash?
No, he means certs.
If you buy it with certs, it will not show up. Did I say unless you buy it with certs, maybe? If you buy it with station cash, it will. It'll be on all characters of that Empire. If you buy it with certs, it will not.
Oh, I apologize. I heard it wrong. It wasn't your fault. It's my bad.
That's
Yeah.
good. Then. If
I
you
thought
heard
I said it
wrong,
wrong. Well, I thought you said it wrong, so that's why I re-clarified.
that's
We're
good. We needed that clarification at the end. That's important.
Yes.
The anything else to it, or are we good to go? Go on.
Short and sweet this week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I had kind of thought of something, but it clearly wasn't that important, so...
Okay. The good and the bad, the OP.
Have another drink on me, soldier.
Okay, thank you kindly.
If you can look hard enough past all the death and all the sorrow, there are good things. You must remember that we will overcome the good, the bad, and the overpowered.
Where's your song and dance for that one, Derringer?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I'll start off this week. My good for the week is I booked my flight for SOE Live. And I found a pretty cheap one here from St. Louis. It was a decent price, and I don't have too much other than that for my good. My bad, I didn't have one, so I made one up. And that PlanetSide 2 is so addictive I can't stop playing.
So lame.
You
I-
made that up? Is that really the right thing to be saying?
Well, I just made you know what I'm trying to say. It is addictive, and I love playing it. It's not that I can't stop, but
You had a really good week, and that's the worst thing that happened this week.
What about your
That's
dog?
how good your week
I'm
was.
trying to keep it. I'm not like you. I'm not going to talk about how I scratched my car's paint or I found my
what
dog.
What about your
or-
dog is now twice the size it was when you first got it, and now it's eating you out of house and home.
My dog chewed up I mean, we can go through all the bads in my week outside PlanetSide 2 if you want to. We can make this a whole... My dog chews things, a lot of things. My house is destroyed. Done.
The whole house. The foundation is crumbling.
It's
on the verge of collapse.
It's so bad that he had to sell his flight to Vegas to repair the lower molding and trim.
My couch is upside down.
New shoes.
Just picturing this dog just like tearing around the house, just ripping everything it sees.
Looks like that rabbit from Mighty Python.
Monty Python.
Yeah, it's like a dog does now. It flies around to people's necks and his heads just fly off.
Flies around to people's shoes, furniture. All right, we've gone too far. Knox, go.
My good is I got a solid state drive. It is.
What, you didn't buy a new solid state drive?
It's my
you
first
bought a used
one
one
ever. It's my first one ever.
You bought a used one?
No, but I realized as I was saying it sounded like I already had one. I love this thing. It's awesome. New SSD, great. My bad is the SSD. The reason I bought it, well, not only just the painstaking process of dealing with Windows, but the new SSD, I got it because as if anyone was watching my stream, it was just becoming unbearably choppy. It was just terrible. My whole computer was acting that way. During AGN, Google Hangouts crashed 3 times during our 2-hour AGN spiel with Jenny Boo and Hama, and I was like, all right, I need a new hard drive. I thought it was just my partition, which had like 2 gigs free of the OS partition. Got the SSD, it revealed busted hard drive. My old hard drive, my bigger hard drive broke. Sucks. To buy a new one now. Ugh.
It's not under warranty.
I basically can't. No, yeah, it's out of warranty. I basically can't play PlanetSide until I take care of that or put it on the SSD.
Why don't you put it on the SSD?
That's what I do.
Then I have to uninstall it again once I get the other drive and reinstall it. It's a pain in the ass. I don't know. I could do that, I suppose.
See, with your bandwidth, is it really that big of a deal?
No, I do have pretty good bandwidth. I don't know. I don't like doing that. I don't know. I'm weird. That's my bad, though.
That's fine.
You're weird, all right.
I'm an oddball.
Well, my good was did my first stint on the Community Clash live stream. I thought it went very well. And I hoped everybody enjoyed the new graphics I made for it and my fat-ass double webcam action. Did you appreciate my double webcam action, Torx?
I like seeing you. I don't know what to go with this.
From above?
Yeah, I was about to say from above, and I knew that was going, so I'll leave it alone.
I got my inspiration from Maggie and Jimmy before Friday Night Ops, how they have that special camera focused on them as they're typing away at the computer. I thought that would be cool.
Yeah. All kidding aside, it does look pretty cool. I like it as a good fadeaway and introduction shot.
Yeah, I got to work on a closing one now, so when the stream goes offline, that says thanks for watching, but still leaves it open and the chat open for a little while. Because I don't like
Derringer's... Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
See, Derringer and Knox are putting in some time to make this Community Clash legit. So show up on Thursdays, 8 EST, and let's and come hang with us.
If you can't show up on Thursday, the least you could do is buy a T-shirt.
Or send us hundreds of dollars.
I didn't say that.
I said that.
So my bad for the week is I'm really starting to jones for an NVIDIA graphics card so I can enjoy PhysX. And it really stemmed from when I was on the live stream and got next to the water on Amarish, and I was like, oh, it looks like crap.
Getting the itches? Are you getting itchy?
Yeah.
You had to taste at PAX East, and now you're just like craving it.
I cannot afford a new NVIDIA graphics card, so
can't control the urges. He's going to start robbing people.
I'm not going to start robbing people to get an NVIDIA graphics card. It's not that important.
Next week, send us money to bail Derringer out of jail.
Yes, buy some T-shirts to pay our lawyer fees.
Okay. Anything else, Derringer?
No, that's it. I'm looking forward to this Thursday as well. And like you said, come out and check out our stream. We're having a blast.
I mean, we do it just to hang out with you guys so that we can get a live discussion with you guys. We know we do voicemail, we do emails, but sometimes you can't really beat, just a good chat discussion. Honestly, I think we're going to start pulling some people on, maybe even to chat with us in Google Hangouts from time to time. If things are slow, it'd be nice to actually just chat with you verbally as well. So
People
liked
wanted a
how-
live show. Let's do the
Yeah.
show live. And I think
Well-
this was a way of addressing that and keeping it recorded so that we don't have a show where we're responding to chat and the guys who are in their car listening to the recording don't stand.
exactly.
One other thing I like about the Community Clash is that it's happened both times. Is that person Microsoft Jam has joined the room, and they're always surprised when someone says, "Hey, Microsoft Jam, welcome to the chat room," and they're like, "You're watching the chat."
And a lot of people don't watch chat.
Yeah, I thought that was great because it's happened twice, and they've been surprised each time. Like the first time, I think I called them out during your stream, Knox, and then the second time around, Torque, you called them out, and they were just very taken aback that someone was paying attention to them in the chat room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as Knox said, is to reiterate this, we do the show in the format that we do so that people that listen during the week to catch up on the game don't have to can get their news quickly and just precisely. We didn't want to combine with the live show because it adds different elements and that sometimes can be irritating to those listening. And so this is kind of a way for us to be able to do both for you guys, and we don't mind taking an extra night out of the week to do it. So come join us, have some fun.
Why should we mind taking an extra night?
Oh, we don't. I'm just saying that is what it is. But
my wife minds.
Your wife
All right,
doesn't count.
Wow. Okay, we're going on the mailbag. This is
I'll
not
let her know.
going anywhere good.
Oh, it's a perfect morning. Great timing. The mailman's just coming.
Morning. Here's the mail. Big bag.
Big bags.
He must be ready to get away.
Big berries, big berries.
Big berries.
Going to take a look here in this bag of mail.
Bag of mail.
Oh no.
Now you just open the ReachCast mail bag.
He should have said, "Oh no, someone set us up the bomb."
Have the robot voice doing it too. Someone set us up the bomb. Yeah. That was at the end of that when Steve made that. I don't know if he intended to or not, but it really reminds me of like the real American hero or whatever. Yeah. So we have a call for the week, and that is from
the one and only.
Let's see.
Hello, ReachCast, and this is Dr. Toilet, and I know it's been a long time, but I'm finally back, and I got 3 questions for you guys.
3.
First question is, what do you guys think of the new alert system in PlanetSide 2? Second.
Pause.
We already,
All right, so
we already
Notice
covered
how
it.
he clearly stated in PlanetSide 2.
I like the new alert system in my car as well that tells me my engine's about to explode.
Exactly.
So I think we talked. We
covered the alert system. Go on to question number 2.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys don't have anything else you want to talk about with it, right?
Nope.
You're good.
We covered it.
Okay.
The question is, how do you guys think Hassan will look like? Because even though with the pictures SOE gave it out, I still have a hard time imagining it.
Well, we covered that one too. We covered that one too.
Lots of
water and trees.
Floating
All
Mac
right.
Riders everywhere.
Come on, Dr. Toilet. Redeem yourself with question number 3, something we already covered on the show.
It's not his fault. He didn't know. Take it easy. Here we go.
And third question is from my lovely assistant here. What's your question?
My question is, are Mag Riders still OP? Because I'm scared of them.
That's her question. I know I should have said this a long time ago, but you guys are doing a great job, and keep it up. Dr. Toilet out.
Oh, Dr. Toilet out.
Ow, 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 ow.
I like question number 3 myself. That was good.
I did. That was cute. Are Mag Riders still OP? That's a Derringer question.
No, they're not OP.
I don't think they are either.
No.
I think the changes that they made a while ago really helped tone them down.
Yeah, they haven't been OP since prior to Game Update 4?
Whatever one that made them not be able to climb mountains.
Yeah, so
sideways. Yeah,
like they're conquering Everest.
Yeah, they're definitely not OP, and I also think that the inclusion of all the different anti-vehicle items in the game, like we've got the Empire-specific rocket launchers now, we've got the anti-vehicle turret now for engineers. I don't think that they're particularly OP. I don't think any main battle tank at this point is particularly OP anymore.
Yeah, I think they're pretty well balanced at the current game update. All right, on to the emails. The first email we have for this week was Awesome XGT, and he writes, "Hey, the dun 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 on the RCU segment.
Dun,
dun, dun.
The ReachCast University segment is a baseline, not a beat.
Dun dun dun.
I'm sorry. We said that. And you made me wait 3 to 4 hours to listen to you on Tuesday. Rawr, I'm so mad. Hey, man, I'm sorry.
He must be one of those ones that we just get, we upload it and it's available right away. Like, he's taking, you uploaded at midnight and we already have listens.
He wasn't the only one that was mad. I was pretty upset as well.
Yeah, that was actually totally my fault. I'll take responsibility for it. I'm sorry. When I made the post, I did not do the final submission for it, so it didn't update the XML. That's my bad. He says, "Just kidding. I love you guys like a fat kid loves Chef Boyardee. Keep up the great work, sirs. Awesome XGT Matherson TR." And I love Chef Boyardee.
I was going to say, doesn't everybody like Chef Boyardee?
I don't.
No. There's some people that hate it. The sauce, especially, is my fiance hates that stuff, and she can't stand it because of the sauce.
I will still eat it cold out of the can without even heating it up.
Whoa, that's disgusting.
That stuff's disgusting enough as it is. I used to love it, not anymore. Ever since I can cook my own exact same thing that's better.
Well, aren't you the fancy French chef? Jeez.
French chef.
All right.
Hey, la la. My name is Nox.
Really?
This one's from Jay. He says he's run across this 3 times now over the course since the game's release. Once NC, twice as Vanu. Where an enemy TR skin that kills me, but shows their faction skin in the killed by screen, which I'm not quite understanding the way he wrote this. I have run across this 3 times now over the course.
He's playing TR. He's been killed once by NC, twice by Vanu, but they're showing up as TR skin when they killed him.
He's TR. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Neither have I.
But his question is, what are some of the weirdest bugs / glitches the 3 of you have come across?
Weirdest bugs / glitches?
I think the Invisible Liberator one that was out a few weeks ago.
That was a good one.
It's the best one I've seen.
I think the worst one I've seen is that I still don't have my NS11C.
That's the worst glitch you've run across.
Why didn't you ask
$7
Radar X and Maggie about that?
I should have. When we interviewed him, I should have been like, "Hey guys, check it. Give me some priority here."
Up. Yeah. Okay, I don't have anything to say about that one. Next one.
I'll go on to the next one. The next one was submitted by the Ninja Jedi. He says, "Great show. Hey guys, I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about the advanced shield capacitor because I use it a lot on my light assault because I often take minimal amounts of damage. Just wanted to know your opinion. Thanks. P.S. Go Vanu." So I'm going to throw this one actually to you, Torque, since you play light assault the most.
So I put a bunch of certs I had some spare certs around on my my TR, and I maxed out, in fact, the advanced shield capacitor this week for my LA to do some testing on it versus the max flak. And my conclusion is kind of the same answer I give almost every time. It entirely depends on your playstyle for light assault. Light assault is my 95% of my playtime is in light assault, and I usually do a lot of breaching. I use concussive grenades, shotguns, and a lot of scout and breaching stuff is what I use, and harassment. If you're more of a...
Can I interrupt for a second?
Absolutely, yeah, go ahead.
For those who don't know, could you just go over what the advanced shield capacitor does?
So the advanced shield capacitor, when you drop your shields, say someone shoots down your shields to half or whatever, the advanced shield capacitor shortens the delay of the recharge for your, and I think at max it is, I want to say 2-second delay reduction. I'd have to go back. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, the more ranks you put in, the faster your shields recharge after taking damage. And the flak is a flat damage reduction on explosives. 50% at max. That you can't quote me on. And for me, the flak is in my role essential because of bouncing betties and prox mines as a TR. If you are more of a person where you use your jetpack in more positioning ways instead of just assault over the top, kind of aggressive ways, then yeah, if you're just taking mid-range damage from people and you're trading your gunplay fire, back and forth, yeah, if your shield capacitor works better for you, by all means. I don't think one is better than the other. I just think it totally is dependent on your play style of the light assault. So I'm sorry, it's not much of a direct answer other than it's kind of your call.
Run speed boots.
Yeah, run speed's good too if you really
when I play light assault, I've been playing a bit ever since I got my NS11C on my NC character. I've been playing more light assault ever since then because I had to justify my purchase that only went on one character. I play light assault, I kill a guy, and I move. I never kill a guy from the same spot. I'm moving all the time, and the run speed boots are awesome for that.
Yeah? No, I totally agree. You just kind of give up you're more vulnerable to the procs and bouncing betty, but yeah, I think they are amazing though. If you're scouting, especially if you're more scout than your breach.
And it's fewer certs.
And it is fewer certs.
Only 30 certs, baby.
All right, I've spent too much time on that one. The next one is G-Weeper, I guess.
G-Willikers. G-Weeper.
This one's actually more directed. We labeled these entirely incorrectly. These should have been. This one's going to you, Knox, anyways. So
no, they're labeled correctly.
It says regarding the whole mouse acceleration thing, why not use the raw mouse input check mark under the general settings in the game? Seems better to not mess with the desktop configuration. It's talked about in the basic settings video tutorial under basic training. Great show. Listen every week.
Do you want my overly FPS nerdy answer that Jimmy Wisenhunt would really appreciate and probably agrees with?
I do.
You already sound like you're going to give it. So
let's hear it.
If you use
you use the third variable on the sixth checked box,
if you turn it off in Windows, all right. Basically, if you're using acceleration in Windows and not in the game, just going and clicking on icons and clicking on folders is going to throw you off your game because you're used to the acceleration. Yes, I take it that seriously. I like my mouse to behave the same way when I'm using it all the time.
That's a legit thing, though. So
I even turned it off at work because I'd come home from work and then it'd just be like, whoa, what's going on?
You're so elite.
I'm not lead. I'm
giving you a hard time.
Particular.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, that's my overly cautious FPS coming out. I took it very seriously for a long time. Should I move on?
Please.
Ganglebot. That's a good name.
It is a good name.
I am Ganglebot.
I am Ganglebot.
That's good too. All right. His comments. Love the show. Why, thank you. I had an idea I wanted to pass by you and get your thoughts on. Class-specific key bindings. So, let's talk about that for a second. I think, Derringer, you had an answer to this.
Nope.
Yes, you did.
No, I don't.
You're saying razor, something about the razor things.
And I was wrong. That's why I don't have an answer.
Well, you suck.
I do.
Do you have a thought on it? Do you have a thought?
I think
finish reading the email first, then we'll answer.
Okay, well, break it up. All right, I play light assault for the most part and bind my grenades to my side mouse button. The problem is that when I pop into my heavy assault, I'd like that button to be the class ability. I'd like SOE to add further level of customization to the options screen. that lets us define the key bindings for each class and vehicle individually. I don't think this would be totally complicated, and to add, it's more a matter of the community's desire for said customization. It's a lot of work, and
I don't know that the community is at the same level as Ganglebot is in wanting something like this, because
Ganglebot.
It's a whole second level of, I don't really want to say obsessive compulsiveness, but it really is to have a specific setup for every single one of your classes. And I don't think the majority of people really want to go that in-depth on their all different classes. Not saying that it's not an interesting idea.
I don't know how someone can play like that, to be honest. Like, I rely on consistency. And if I'm one class and the button does something different than another class, like, I'm going to do it by accident, because I switch between classes all the time. I'm
honestly, the way
one class for 2 hours straight, and I'm going to switch to this other one and play that for 2 hours now. It's like between every spawn, sometimes I'm playing a different class.
What you're missing, though, is he's a robot.
He is a robot.
Of course he can play that way.
He doesn't have that, like, certain habitual processing time.
Yeah, I mean,
he's Ganglebot.
It's Ganglebot.
Well, I do wish, though, that they let zoom sensitivity ratio be different for sniper rifle based on your scope. Although that'd be really hard to do. But I'll change it really high for, like, my one-time scopes, and then my sniper rifle, I just can't do anything because it's, like, crazy when I zoom.
Yeah, I run into that problem sometimes too.
That's my only customization I'd like, is infiltrate, like, maybe like 4 times plus and 4 times minus zoom sensitivity ratios. We're gonna get not too particular. For this scope I needed a 0.25 and this scope 0.35.
Well, let's move on to, I'm sorry, Ganglebot, maybe our answer probably isn't the best, but let's move on to Blackwind's email, if that's okay with you guys.
I would love for you to do that.
I was going to say, I'll take the silence as the introduction to move on. Hello, my name is Blackwind321. I play Waterson New Conglomerate, sorry. What do you think of the stock guns in PlanetSide 2? I feel that they are good at something, but other guns that you pay to get all feel OP. I play NC and I use the stock gun, and I just went to VR and found that the GD7F that you pay for is meters ahead of the other guns. What do you all think of this? Thanks so much. If you do have time to read it. Blackwind, we always have time to read your emails. Don't worry. I think the GD7F we've all found is kind of one of those special guns. Nox, right?
That's the really high rate of fire medic gun, right?
Yeah, that's the
one when NC were complaining about not having high rate of fire guns that I was like, GD7F, right there.
Yeah.
You have one.
If you like the GD7F, you should go to
playing TR.
Yeah. Just be going to TR.
To be completely honest, that's my response, is I feel like all of the stock guns are perfectly capable. I love the Gauss Saw.
Yeah, I have to say the Mercenary for light assaults, and sorry, that's the NC standard carbine for light assaults. It's amazing. I love the Mercenary. I think the stock weapons are totally, this goes back to one of those things where preference dictates some people's opinion for OP-ness on, wow.
No, I see where you're going. That's a really good point.
So you could say, okay, this gun suits my playstyle entirely. It has to feel OP because my KD is now double or triple what it used to be. Well,
I was thinking more along the lines of, I'm not a close in-your-face combat sort of person, so shotguns are going to feel OP against me when I'm in that situation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I can speak to a Vanu perspective. The Orion is your stock heavy assault gun, and it's one of the best guns in the game.
Yeah, the SV-88's better only in that it's got more ammo.
It's got more ammo. That's the only reason I use the SV-88 over the Orion, is because it has more ammo. Otherwise, I would happily play with the Orion.
There's some small variations to the statement, but SOE's done a good job to make the guns side grades. And I say that in complete sincerity. A lot of these guns are just that, side grades. You sacrifice some things to benefit others. And find one that suits your playstyle and stick with it. Is my opinion on that. And
I think for Blackwind, he's just found one of the guns that does it that is a little better than the stock gun in the game.
Blackwind, I heard that there's a really good tutorial. You should go to imperialreach.com and go to and like submit an app to switch to TR. and get
so there's a high rate of the cycler.
Go to the Lynx. The Jaguar. You can go
You get the cycler as the stock gun on the TR Medic.
Cycler, yeah.
It's an awesome gun.
Yeah, I think that the you made a good point with it being playstyle. I think the only exception for that really is the TR and Vanu sniper default infiltrator weapons. Because they're semi-auto and the NC one is bolt action. There were a lot of complaints about that. I was one of the people complaining about that. And their solution is there's a bolt action rifle that's only 100 certs.
Yeah.
And it's just as good. Like, there's no reason that you should go, I want this 1,000 cert one. It's better. No, the 100 cert one is all you need. I still use the M77B over the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hit them in the head, they die, just like the Rams.
Like they're supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. The next one is. I'm sorry, Dan. Do you personally have anything more to say about this one?
No, that's it.
Okay. This guy intentionally made. I don't know if he intentionally made this name, but he points it out later in the email. Mushaka Man. Just wanted to pop over and say thanks you guys for the podcast. I'm renovating a ruin in the deepest rural France and just found your podcast a few days ago. Not in the bushes, but online. Dude.
He said dude. Let's clarify that he said dude, not you.
Well, I should say, I'll double up on that, dude. You're renovating ruins in the deepest rural France. It's pretty badass. With you guys stuck firmly in my ear holes, the fact that I have no loo fails to bother me anymore. Listening to Torx working up the names always brings a grin to my face, regardless of where I might be crouching at the time. Love the format, the relaxed nature, and the chemistry between the hosts. Do keep them coming. Oh yeah, and finally, I don't know how to get on the list of yours, but I find the letter Q might be awesome for throwing Torx off. Thanks a lot. The Mushaku. See, I don't know how when he says it that way and when he writes it that way. I still want to say Mushaka Man out, but it's not the way he writes it, I think.
How does he write it?
Mushaka Man.
I mean, maybe
Mushaka Man.
You're alluding to the way he's writing it differently, but you're not telling.
He separates the Q out from the rest of the word, the name, so
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah. Mushaka Q Man.
I don't believe it's Mushaka Q Man.
Mushaka Q Man. The last email we have is from Glock Elf, and I'm not going to read the entire email. In summary, Glock Elf sent us an email asking if we would be willing to do. There's another part of the email we'll get to next week as well, Glock Elf, so you're not getting totally cut off. The asking for a kind of a newbie segment. And ReachCast we talk about more in-depth pieces most of the time. I think a good solution, Glock Elf, without doing these every couple episodes, since we've kind of already done these in earlier episodes, is I think I'm going to work with the other hosts, and maybe we'll put out a 10-piece short series or something in time, one at a time, that are separate episodes just for that intent, that are audio, so that you can listen to them in the car, because I know that's how some of you guys absorb this stuff. You don't have time to watch YouTube or Twitch or whatever. You guys take them via audio. So we'll try to find a way to accommodate you guys.
Like maybe order hard copies via Time Life Books.
Sure.
I had originally tried doing something like this, and I just got discouraged with a load of other tutorials were coming out at the same time, because a lot of other people had the same idea as me, as, oh, there's no tutorials, let's make something. And like something like the mouse sensitivity that I went over is kind of more new player geared. But yeah, it's hard to, listen to find in the particular episode where that's at and go through all that stuff. So yeah, I like that idea. We can try that again.
Yeah, I'll talk more with you, Glock, if you have specific ideas or things you'd like to know. But I think I have a general template I can work off of and put it to audio for you guys. But that's the long term plan. Don't expect all 10 of them out right now. I mean, I'll try to segment up in a more natural way so that we can release them in a way that makes sense to you
They'll
guys.
be out tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, with that being said, I won't labor on that too much more. Let's go to thank yous.
Drinking game.
Everyone's favorite point of it. And you know that I want to reiterate this. I'm not trying to screw these names up. Like I really
Sure
am
sounds
bad
like
with
it.
names.
Genuinely crappy at reading
I'm generally
names.
crappy at reading names. Like you can jump on our Twitch. You can hear me when people come in, like me trying to read them, and it's as bad as it is now. But
we got a few winners this week, so let's see.
Yeah, I noticed when I just looked at them just now.
You're not
All
supposed to look ahead.
Oh, I just looked at them now, and I'm seeing some of these names, and they're daunting. T-shaped visor, actor, death, Uber Bonsier,
One.
Drink.
Dave Rallis,
Drink.
Chiss, Red Oak, Axis 07, Matt Locko.
Drink.
That is a 0. There is an O on the name before, and that is a 0.
I'm so sorry. There's like a millimeter difference, like in the. Oh, never mind.
You work in the tech industry. You should be able to see that difference. That's a drink.
Whatever. Dane.
What?
Dane. Cholo Rolo.
Drink.
Mighty Blue Justice. Awesome XGT. The Ninja Jedi. Jay Weeper. Ganglebot.
Drink.
J. That's a G.
Oh, I
sir.
said J. Sorry, G Weeper. Ganglebot. Blackwind. Dota Sucks. Cole Slusher 2. You put that in there wrong, by the way. It's actually Cole Slusher because I just have Zemo from earlier.
Oh, that's not a drink. That's us
that's
getting
me.
owned.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Rat Dog, Mono, and Mushakakuman.
Drink.
By rat dog, are you referring to Chihuahuas?
I
That's
don't.
my
You're
question
asking
this
me,
week.
dude. That's not my name. I don't know.
No, I'm asking him.
Oh,
He can
okay.
tell us next week
Email us, Rat Dog. Tell us what your name means.
what
I don't
type
know.
of dog you are talking about.
And technically, you did say Ganglebot wrong. It's Ganglebot.
Very nice. Yeah. So contact number for the show. The website, as I said earlier, reachcastshow.com. All of our stuff's on that site. You can hit us all over
Including
social
T-shirts
media.
and affiliate links.
Including that, yes. The what's our Twitch, Knox?
Twitch.tv/ReachCast.
You trying to do the robot thing?
No, I just was taken. Sorry, I was.
You caught him off
threw
guard.
me off. Yeah.
It's all good. Email for the show, reachcastshow@gmail.com. Just like it sounds. You can call us at 415-787-3224 or 415-78-REACH. And you can reach us on Twitter at our show. Our show Twitter account is ReachCast Show. And our personal accounts are Knox.
NOXXIA.
Derringer.
THEDERINGER.
And I am at ReachCast Torques.
That's brand new as of today.
How do you spell Torx? Because there's lots of different ways you could spell that one.
That's a fair statement.
TORQUEZZS.
It's TORKZ. It's ReachCast TORKZ. And it's a quick thank you, as always, to the rest of the ReachCast crew that's not on the show, and Steve, Cliff, and John. And that's all for this week. Go check out IP Man if you like martial arts movies. That's all.
IP Man, Jesus Christ, how bad do your name pronunciations get?
Well, Ip Man. I mean, you can say it however you want, but I was when I first saw it on Netflix, I seriously said IP Man. I know
did
it's
too.
bad, but
I did too. I didn't know. And those are some good movies. Did you watch the second one too?
I did. I watched the first one. And then the next night, I was like, I didn't know there was a second one. Then I saw something like, oh, there's a second one.
Dude,
Yes.
that fight where he's like, all of them.
He is a bad mamma jamma.
Says, I want 10 guys. And
I want 10
like,
guys.
Oh, I'm going to watch that clip right now.
Dude, like breaking legs and arms right and left. It's crazy.
I'm going to Netflix to watch that right now.
Okay. Well, that's it for the show.
Now that we've derailed the end of the show.
Yeah. Everyone have a good week and enjoy your PlanetSide 2 time, guys.
Hopefully
Later.
we'll see you on Thursday.
Y'all. Yeah. Well, not me, but yeah.